Hi everyone, welcome to Evie's Toy House. Today we're making a custom pony. I know it's been a long time since I made one, so today's pony is going to be a big one. We're going to be making Sisu from Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon. Have you seen the movie? We loved it so much that we have already watched it twice. Raya is a beautiful dragon and we're going to make her out of Rarity. Alright, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is cut off her tail and mane. Don't worry, we'll add her hair back later. Here she is without her hair. Next, we're going to take some oven baked clay. I'll be using the Sculpey brand in white. Taking a large chunk of clay, we're going to soften it and roll it into a log. We're going to take the larger end and press it into the back of Rarity. We're going to smooth the clay over Rarity's back until it feels seamless to Rarity's body. On the other end, we're going to stretch it out into a long tail and wrap it around the body. Taking another piece of clay, we're going to flatten it out and attach it to the end of the tail. This will be the fins. With an X-Acto knife, we will cut out the different pieces of the tail fin. Next, we'll arrange the tail to the position we want, and then with a heat gun, we're going to carefully cure the clay. So, we ran into a bit of a problem. The tail broke after it cured because it was too long and heavy, and the tail fin also broke into multiple pieces. I wasn't sure if it's because the clay I was using was just too old or I need to support the clay better. So, I got some new clay and some wires. This time, we're going to roll the clay around the wire. With a new tail reattached to Rarity, we're going to shape it. And as you can see, it's so much easier this time because of the wire inside. Here, we're rebuilding the tail fins. Next, taking a long strip of clay, we're going to flatten it, and then cut out one side with a wavy pattern. Here, we're attaching it to the back of the body. Once again, we're going to cure it with a heat gun. Alright everyone, here is our Sisu dragon pony so far. Let's fix the horn. Sisu has two horns. We're going to cut off part of the horn with an X-Acto knife. Then, using more clay, we're going to add two horns to the top of the head. These are pointy and point backwards. Next, let's make some fur. Sisu has some really beautiful fur around her head and chest. I'm going to use this ball of yarn that is a mix of teal and blue. Taking the yarn, we're going to cut them into 10-inch pieces. Fold it in half and then tie it around the pencil. We're going to do a whole bunch of these. Afterwards, we're going to separate out the strands. This yarn is twisted with a string, so we'll just unravel the string with a dotting tool. When it's done, it should look like this. Taking a flat iron, we're going to quickly pass it through. This will flatten and straighten the yarn. Remember, don't do it too many times or too long because it might burn. Next, we're going to cut it off from the pencil and place it down on some freezer paper. At the ends, we're going to paint some Mod Podge to it. After it dries, we're going to flip it over and paint more Mod Podge to the other side. Once everything is dried and trimmed, it should look like this. As you can see, this looks a lot like fur. So we're going to attach the fur first before we paint. I'm afraid that if we paint first, the fur won't stick very well. It'll just pull the paint off. Here I'm using some super glue. I'm going to glue long strips of the fur to the body. Adding the fur first might make it more difficult to paint later, but we'll see how it turns out. Here we are, adding some fur around her face. And also to the top of her head. And here she is with all the fur attached. Now let's paint. Taking a light green in Ocean Breeze, we're going to paint the whole body. Then we're going to mix in a bit of metallic teal to the Ocean Breeze and paint the top part of the body. We're going to leave a patch of the Ocean Breeze on the belly. Next, with Blue Violet, we'll paint her back fins. On her tail fin, we're going to start with Ocean Breeze. And then with purple, add designs and paint the edges. Now for the face. We're going to paint it with Ocean Breeze. I've penciled in the eyes here, so we're going to go over it with some black paint for the eyebrows and eyes. Next, we're going to paint the whites of the eyes. With a darker purple, we're going to paint the irises. Here we're putting in the black pupils. And 2 white dots. Lastly, we're going to color in the nostrils and the mouth. As a final touch, because Sisu is a water dragon, I'm going to add some shine with Opal Magic. Now we need to give Sisu a haircut. Using scissors, we're going to give her a quick trim. Oh, look at this. She has a lot of fur. Alright everyone, and here is Sisu, all complete. Oh my goodness, what do you think? Do you like her? So this project was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, and that's partially because of the clay. So the clay was hard to attach because it's actually quite heavy since we used quite a lot of clay to create her tail. So as you saw earlier, we did have to redo it because on my first try, the clay was too fragile and it fell apart. And then adding this wire, which is just decorative wire, this made it so much better, and it made it easier to shape the tail too. So here is a close-up of the body. I think the paint turned out really good. We did quite a lot of layers with the teal and the green. And this little opal that we added on the very end gives it a really nice pearl finish. So it looks like she is a little bit damp, as if she was swimming. I also really like the fur, so we gave her a lot of fur so she looks really fluffy. And the colors totally match. I wasn't too sure if the colors were matched to paint, but in the end I think it turned out really well. So here in the chest area, she has a bit of fur here. We kept it a little bit longer so that we can brush it. And we also left a lot of fur here on the back of her head. So this is her mane, and as you can see, we have a lot of hair here, just kind of flying backwards when she's flying in the air, or you can brush it down and give her a nice hairstyle. And here is an up-close look at her face. She has these big purple eyes and two big horns on top of her head. Alright everyone, so let me know down below in the comment section what you think of my Sisu dragon, and also if I should make another character from the movie. Sisu has a lot of siblings, so maybe we can make another dragon, or maybe we'll make Raya herself. Let me know down below in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was a very long video, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I really love my new Sisu dragon. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and also share with your friends and family. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye!